So the recording has started.
Alright.
Tonight you are looking at local storage. So let's discuss what it means.
Alright.
Local storage is a place to store data. Like you store some data there. Well, it's not your database anyway. It's not. It's not. It's not a database. You store data there, like little amounts of data. And you store data that you want to persist on the browser. That is, if you want that data to be on the browser, then you store it in your local storage. For now, we will still be using the local storage as our database. That's because we are yet to connect our application with the back end. So for now, it will serve as our database, but it's not the same as database. It's not. So let's discuss why you need local storage. At least even for now, let's discuss why it's even more
Hello,
important.
sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, the voice is not that clear.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can now.
Okay. So I said, although we are going to be using the local storage as the database for now, local storage is not the
Okay.
same as database. Local storage only stores information on the browser, on that particular browser.
Okay.
Now, it's not the same as database. That's because let's say I register on Facebook on my phone.
Okay.
I should be able to pick another phone, another device entirely, and log into the same Facebook account.
Yes.
But with local storage, it's not the same. It's just stored on the browser.
Okay.
Meaning that if I save information on Google Chrome on my phone, even if
Okay.
I open Firefox on the same device, on the same phone, I won't have access to that information.
Yeah. Yes.
So information are only stored on the browser and not
Browser.
not on the device per se, but just on that particular browser, on that device. Like it's specific to that browser. So,
Okay.
but for now, we are going to be using the local storage as our database. That's because we are yet to do back end. We are yet to connect our
O-
application to the back end.
Okay.
So for now, local storage will serve as our database.
Okay.
Any questions so far?
Okay. My question is that when later on, when we get to know any of the back end language, can we neglect local storage totally,
No,
or we can use both local storage and back end? I mean
you
database rather.
okay. You aren't going to do away with with local storage totally. No, just that its work will drastically reduce. It will just you will still
Okay.
be using after because you'll be needing it once a while or for some from little things. It can't take a lot of data. You will still be needing it once a while, but the work will be drastically reduced since we now have a database. Do you understand?
Yes. Yes.
So let's get too
So,
fast. Okay.
hello, sir. I
Yes,
have a
ma'am.
question. So, what are those things we store inside the local storage? Is it both? Is it our HTML, CSS in combination with our JS
No, you just
codes?
keep some data. Like, let me give an instance.
Okay.
If you notice something, there are some devices. Let's say, let me give an instance. Let's say if I register on, if I open Facebook on my phone,
Okay.
on Google Chrome,
Okay.
and I log into Facebook on
Okay.
Chrome, if I don't log out, if I get to that same device tomorrow on that same browser, it will automatically
Yeah.
keep me logged in.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So it that part can be stored in local storage, can be not necessarily. Some people use session, some people use local storage, but that part can be handled using local storage. Now, on that same device, if I open another browser, you will see that I will need to log in again.
Okay. Okay.
That's because, do you understand what is going on? Let's say I open Google Chrome first. I log in Facebook on my Google Chrome. If I let's say I close Google Chrome and I come back tomorrow, I will still be logged in on Google Chrome on that same device.
Okay.
But if I
Yes.
open Firefox on the same device, I will be logged
Okay.
in. It will tell me to log in.
Yes.
So that part can be handled using local storage.
Storage. Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Now, let's now go into how we are going to be using local storage for this class.
Okay.
We're going to create two files. We have a file already, index.html. So let's create another file.
Okay.
Let's call it test.html. So let's say this is the test file. Let's write this. Open this. So we have this. This is the test file.
Yeah.
And this is the landing page.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. If we go to the landing page, we have this. This is the landing page. Are you getting it?
Yes.
Okay. Let's move on now. Let's now say we have a variable here. Variable num is 5.
Okay.
You want to make use of this variable inside this test file. You know, the way with what we've learned so far, it's impossible to do this because this variable is inside this file, inside this HTML, and you want to make use of this it inside this place. If you come here and you say alert num, it's going to throw back an error.
Yes. Yes.
Because the variable is not here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you can use local storage. What you can do is you can save this data in the browser. Remember, local storage saves information on the browser.
Yes.
So you can save this data on the browser. Then any page that runs on that same browser can easily go to the browser and pick that value since the value is stored inside the browser. Do you understand?
Okay.
Let's come again. Remember, local storage stores information. Like when we use local storage, we are storing information on the browser. So if I want, what we're going to do is we are going to store this information, this num5. Immediately we run this page on the browser will quickly store it. So that means when we run other pages on that same browser, since the information is inside the browser, then any other page that we run on the browser can now go to the browser and pick the value. Do you get it?
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So the first is, how do we store information inside the browser?
Okay.
So before we start, I want to clear my local storage. To clear the local storage, you know, we have your console, Abi, now.
Yes.
Look for, okay, I think on Windows it will be application.
On Windows.
It will be this is storage, but on Windows you will see application.
Application. Okay.
So click on it. Then look for local storage. This is local storage here.
Okay.
So look for local storage. This is where the information will be stored. The reason it's not yet stored is because I'm here to tell it to store it there. But once we ask it to store it there, then it will be stored here. Do you understand this?
Okay.
Let me open this place up. Okay. So let's store it there. To store it in local storage, you say local storage. Note the capital S. This is camel casing. Note the capital S.
Yeah.
Dot. Now, you can use any key value of your choice because information is stored inside the local storage as key value pair. like a key and a value, a key and a value. So I can use any key of my choice. I can say my num. So what I'm saying is go to local storage and create a property called my num. Do you understand?
Yeah, I'm trying to get you right. The sound looks somehow.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can you know.
So can you see the screen? Local storage dot my num.
Yes, I can see the screen.
Okay. So what that means is we are saying that immediately we run this page on the browser, go to the local storage and create a key, a property called my num. That's
Okay.
because information are stored in the local storage in form of key value pair, a key and a value, just like JavaScript objects.
Okay.
A key and a value, a key and a value. So whatever you put here is the key name that you want it to be in the local storage. Do you understand? If I say
Okay.
Taye, I'm saying that go to local storage and create a key called Taye. Do you understand it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you now set the value. So we are saying the value should be this variable num. So meaning we are saying the value should be 5.
Okay.
So let's use a more descriptive key. I can just call it my num or my number or something, anything. So we are just saying create a key in local storage called my num and let the value be this variable. So when we run this page on the browser, immediately we run it, then it will do this for us. Share or yeah.
Then.
So let me save it. And when we get to the browser now, shall I put it store?
Yes. Yes.
My num.
I know.
And the value is 5. So now this data is now available to any page that I run on this browser. Do you get it?
Yes.
So I can now go to this test.html and make use of it. I can now say alert local storage dot what's the key name? Talo.
My name.
My num.
No.
So Tabamade in the file by we are going to is going to now alert it for us.
5.
Let's go to this one. Let's open the second one. I'll just copy this URL so that it will be another tab. Do you understand?
Okay.
Slash. So can you see these alerts now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's move on. Next is another way to write the same thing. Another way to do the same thing, to store information in local storage, is to write it like this. Local storage. This local storage is actually an object. So if it's an object, you know that objects have properties and methods, right?
Yes.
So you can call on one of the methods. We call it set item. It's a method on local storage. The first parameter it takes is string. The second parameter it takes is the value you want to store in local storage. So you see line 15, this line, and line 16, this line, they do the same thing. So you can either write it like this, or you write it like this.
Like I can either write it
like this.
Like the code on line 15.
Yes.
Or the code on line 16.
Yes.
Okay.
But anyway, I will advise that you use that of line 16, even though line 15 is shorter. But I would rather you use that of line 16. Then, one advantage of this line 16 is that this key can have space. It can have spacing in between if you want it to.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Okay.
I said one advantage of this line 16 is that this key can have space in between. Only in the space, but this one cannot have space. It will throw back an error.
Okay.
But again, I advise that you use line 16 instead of line 15, even though they do the same thing.
Okay.
But note, if you are using line 16, this must be in string. It must be in quotes like this. The key must be in quotes.
Okay.
But the value may or may not. the reason I said may or may not is this. If I put this in quotes like this, I'm saying that go to local storage and create a key called my num and let the value be num. You know this is a string. It's going to save it as num. Konije variable in mon.
Yes.
Do you get it?
Okay.
So let me remove the quotes. So I will remove line 15 now and stick to line 16. So look at this word set item. You use the set item to set information or to set an item on your local storage. Okay, so let's look at this place. When you want to get information from local storage, you can also say local storage.get item. Then you now use the same key, my num. So you can now alert it if you want to. So then you can save more than number. You can save a string in local storage. I can say name is Taye. So I will say, so this is going to save local storage dot, let's say my name. And the value is name. So let's run it. Once you refresh now, you can see this. My name Taye, my num 5. Check out tẹ̀síwájú. Check out tẹ̀síwájú.
Yes.
Okay. Let's now look at one interesting thing. We've looked at string, we've looked at number. I want us to know something. That whatever information you save in local storage is saved as a string. Any information that keeps in local storage is string. So how does that affect our code? Imagine we want to save an array in local storage. And the array looks like this. And I say local storage dot set item, maybe ARR or this. Yeah, are you getting it?
Okay.
So we are saying look at, let's just call it ARRAY, anything array nums.
Or ARRAY.
Okay. You said, let's say we have this array nums. Save this in local storage for me. And I will refresh now. This is it, Abi now.
Yes.
Let's now try to access it. Yeah.
Get item.
Nums. So you can alert it, Jade. Only now.
Yes.
Now, if it's an array, then if he gets the first item, Tabani kofu wa ni index 0, kilo ye kofu wa.
3.
Good. Tabani kofu wa ni index 1, kilo ye kofu wa.
5.
Good. We are together. I'm looking at the battle. Let's store this in a variable. Variable A equals to, get this from local storage.
Okay.
So Tabasa kwe alert A, it's still the same thing now, Abi now.
Yes.
So when we say alert A index 0, that will be 3.
3, yes.
So let's refresh. Let's say alert A index 1. So now this is comma.
Okay.
Remember I said whatever information you saved in local storage is saved as a string.
String.
So this is actually a string now, no longer an array, and that's a problem. You will also face the same problem if you are trying to save an object in local storage. You are going to face the same problem. So let's now solve this problem together. What happened is, I think I love using the proverb. I learned something, that if you want to stop a thief from stealing from you, the best is to keep it with the thief. Are you getting me?
Yeah, I can't say what you said earlier.
I said there is this proverb that if you want to stop
Okay,
a thief
okay,
from stealing from you,
okay,
then you keep the item with the thief.
okay,
In
okay,
that case, since you are keeping it with the thief will not steal from you.
okay.
Now, same way, we know that local storage will convert everything to
So,
string.
string,
So
yes.
what you're going to do is this. Before saving it in local storage, we convert it to string ourselves.
Okay.
So if you convert it to string, local storage will no longer bother to convert it to string because it's already a string.
String. Okay.
So let's do that together. Before saving it in local storage, we try to convert the item to string. So this
String.
ARR, we convert it to string. How do we go about it? We use something called JSON dot
Jason.
stringify. So when you stringify this ARR, it's going to be the string version of it. Do you understand it?
Okay.
This JSON.stringify will help you to convert some, or it is being used to convert items to strings.
Okay. Okay.
So for that now, look also we no longer convert it to strings. Let's now go to the browser and refresh. Look at this result. Good. There is light now. Give me a second. Let me quickly migrate to the room.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay, let's move on.
Okay.
Sorry, the system is not charging. Let me fix it.
Okay.
Okay, we can now continue. So note something that this item in local storage has square bases around it, which is different from what we saw the other time, right?
Okay.
Do you notice that the other time when we didn't use the JSON.25, there was no braces around it.
Yes.
So this is this what that JSON.25 does is that it converts it to a JSON string.
Okay.
JSON stands for, this JSON is a full meaning of JavaScript object notation. JavaScript object notation.
Okay.
It is actually, let me put it this way. It stores its own data. It's not JavaScript object per se, but it stores its own data to look like JavaScript objects. But though it will still be a string. Do you understand it?
Okay. Yes.
It's used in a lot of programming languages now to send information across, such
Okay.
that the information is stored as though or it looks like JavaScript object. You can check that textbook to read more on JSON.
Sir.
You can check that textbook, the JavaScript textbook I wrote,
Okay.
to read more on JSON.
Jason. Okay.
So the JSON is like a Java. It looks like JavaScript object, but it's not JavaScript object. So, but the good news is that you can easily convert a JSON to JavaScript object, and you can easily convert a JavaScript object to JSON. Do you get it? A JSON string. We call it. This is a JSON string. After you stringify, the result you get is a JSON string. So you can easily convert a JavaScript object to a JSON string, and you can convert a JSON string to a JavaScript object. Sure, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So when you run this JSON.stringify, it's going to convert this to string and store it in local storage. So that's the result you have here. How then do you retrieve it from local storage? Let's do the same
I
thing.
have a question, sir.
Okay.
The other thing,
Okay.
this array norms, the value of this array norms, it was without this scare brackets. That is this array.
Yes.
So is it that the one without these brackets is not in string?
It's a string. This is a string, and that one is also a string. But this one is a JSON string.
Okay.
This one is a JSON string.
Okay.
Okay. Let's move on. So next is when I want to get this item from local storage.
Okay.
When you run local storage or get item, it will still get this item for you. It will get it for you. Then when we get the index 0 now, what do you think we are going to see?
Okay.
Let's run it and say, let's load it. Now it seems that things have even things seems to get worse. It seems it's worse than what he had initially. Yeah. Yes. So let's make sure what's going on. Remember, this is still a string.
Yes.
It is still a string. So next is we need to convert it back to the array. Do you understand this?
Yes.
So when you get some local storage now, you can now convert it. You can say, well, bá sọ pé ẹni tó bá mọ àti wáyé kinní kan náà ló máa mọ àti lọ ẹ̀. So JSON la fi sọ di string. JSON náà la fi máa sọ gbé kúrò náà ní string.
Okay.
So JSON has a method on it called pass. What this pass does is it converts a JSON string back to JavaScript objects.
Okay. It converts a JSON string back to JavaScript objects.
Yes.
Okay.
So this will now convert it back to array, to a JavaScript array now. So this will convert it and save it as variable. When we now say a index 0, then we have 3. If we say a index appeal, if we say a index 1, we have 5.
5.
Do you understand this?
Yes.
So that's how it works. So whenever we are dealing with arrays and objects, whenever you want to store them in local storage, you need to first stringify them before storing them in local storage.
Okay.
And whenever you are getting them from local storage, you need to first pass them.
Okay.
The same thing also, even if it's an array of objects, you do the same thing. Let's say this is an array of objects. Let me make this an array of objects. Show me.
Yes.
Okay, so let's say we have a key here called name. We have a department called software. So this is an array, and inside this array you have an object. Same way you stringify it. But the pastor and local storage. But now you pass it. Share local storage CJ. Hello.
Hello.
When you share local storage CJ,
Yeah. Sorry, sir.
okay.
This last one, this array of objects.
Even okay. Sorry.
Yeah, like you're trying to explain something there.
Yes, I said even if you are storing at an array of objects, you still do the same thing. You stringify it before storing it, and when you get it, you pass it.
Okay.
So, if any berry can come, do we go to ṣàlàyé?
Hello, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
I wanted to do one thing before we move ahead.
Okay.
Like that of array, the other time I want to get index 0, index 1, right? Now I want us to get the department through the use of this local storage.
Okay, to get this department.
Yes.
Okay, let's first save this so that it can be saved in local storage.
Okay.
So this is it here. This is it here. So let's now try to get it out.
Okay.
Now, when you pass it, you get the array of objects back.
Yes.
Inside that array, we only have one item. That is index 0. Then you can now
Yes.
access the department.
Dot department.
So that's the question.
Yeah.
Okay, this answer. Any other question?
Software. Okay.
Any other question?
No, sir.
Okay, so we are done with local storage. Let me stop the video so that we can explain another thing.
Okay. Hope you record it.
Yes.
Okay.